Are you a fan of solving puzzles leading to hidden treasures? Well, what if there's a code that, when cracked, will lead you to a location that holds a pile of gold, silver, and jewelry, amounting to $43 million? Wouldn't you solve it with all your mind? Let's find out what this code is all about. Hi, welcome to our channel. Our history definitely holds many mysteries, including unsolved codes. From old manuscripts to inscriptions, there have been many cases of puzzling codes that remain unsolved today. But in this video, we're going to discover the Beale Ciphers, a set of 3 ciphertexts that, when decoded, will reveal a secret location in Bedford County, Virginia, leading to the buried treasure. Before we get to know more about this hidden treasure puzzle, let's get to know your initial thoughts on this matter first. Do you think that someone will be able to really solve the Beale Ciphers? Tell us what you think in the comments below. First, let's get to know where the Beale Ciphers came from and why it was created. A man by the name of Thomas Beale, a prospector based in Colorado, experienced extraordinary luck in 1819 when he and his team stumbled upon a substantial cache of gold, silver, and valuable jewelry. Once they had gathered this precious hoard, they faced a challenge in figuring out how to fairly distribute it among themselves. While dividing a substantial quantity of gold among a small group of individuals may seem straightforward to some, it became a complex task, especially considering the risk of attracting unwanted attention due to the immense value of the treasure. Consequently, the entire team collectively decided to place their trust in Beale. He then transported all of the treasure to a secure location in Bedford County, Virginia, where it was buried safely. As part of their scheme, Beale devised 3 ciphers, which are encoded messages that, when deciphered correctly, reveal the precise location of their treasure. In 1822, Beale entrusted these 3 documents, enclosed in a locked box, to an innkeeper named Robert Morris. Beale's explicit instruction to Morris was not to open the locked box until either Beale himself or one of his fellow prospectors returned to claim it. In the event that none of them appeared within a 10-year span, Morris was authorized to open the box and examine the contents of the papers contained inside. Beale also informed Morris that these documents contained coded information. Therefore, if after 10 years he could not recover the box, a colleague would send a letter containing the decryption key to Morris. Later on, a decade passed without anyone coming forward to retrieve the locked box. It was now the year 1832 when Morris, driven by curiosity, decided to unlock it. Inside, he discovered the 3 documents containing numerical codes, but unfortunately, no email arrived that was supposed to contain the decryption keys. Prior to his passing, Morris entrusted both the documents and his own notes to an unnamed acquaintance. Astonishingly, this friend managed to decode only the second of the 3 ciphers. He achieved this remarkable feat by deciphering the text by using the Declaration of Independence, a historic document that the American colonists wrote in 1776 to formally declare their independence from British rule. After successfully deciphering the text, it revealed the following message: "I have placed in Bedford County, approximately 4 miles from Buford's location, in a dugout or underground chamber, 6 feet below the ground surface, the following items, jointly owned by the individuals listed in number 3. The initial deposit included 1,014 pounds of gold and 3,812 pounds of silver, made in November 1819. The second deposit was made in December 1821 and included 1,907 pounds of gold and 1,288 pounds of silver, along with jewels acquired in St. Louis as a way to reduce transportation costs, valued at $13,000. All of these items are securely placed in iron pots with iron covers. The chamber is roughly lined with stone, and the containers are positioned on solid stone and covered with additional stones. Paper number 1 provides an accurate description of the chamber's exact location, ensuring there will be no difficulty in locating it. Despite successfully decoding the second cipher, the individual realized his inability to unravel the remaining ones. Recognizing his limitations, he decided to share the story with the general public. In 1885, it was his friend James B. Ward who published a pamphlet that included the deciphered cipher along with the unresolved ones. Before we discover more details about the Beale Ciphers, What are your thoughts so far on this code? Leave your comments below. The release of the documents triggered a frantic rush to decode the mysterious codes. Frustrated by their inability to unlock the remaining ciphers, some treasure hunters eagerly grabbed their shovels and headed to the hills of Bedford County, following the second cipher's description of a location within 4 miles of Buford's Tavern. While some remained steadfast in their determination to find the treasure, certain experts entertained the notion that the Beale ciphers might be an intricate deception. Cryptographer Jim Galagly, in his 1989 article titled A Dissenting Opinion, and forensic linguist Joe Nickell, in a 1982 article published in the Virginia Magazine of History and Biography, both put forth compelling arguments, suggesting that the person behind the 1885 pamphlet, supposedly James B. Ward, was in fact the same individual who composed the original letter containing the ciphers, Thomas J. Beale. Their analysis included a linguistic examination that revealed striking similarities in writing style between the initial letter and the published documents, encompassing the use of punctuation, grammar, and vocabulary. Furthermore, Joe Nickell pointed out that the original letters, purportedly penned in the 1820s, included words like stampede and improvise, which did not come into common use until the 1840s, implying that they could not have been written during the claimed time frame. Efforts to locate the mysterious Thomas J. Beale from Virginia proved fruitless. This raises the question of whether the Beale papers were an intricate scheme executed by James B. Ward to earn some extra money. The pamphlets were sold for 50 cents, roughly equivalent to $13 today, and the author likely anticipated a broad and enthusiastic readership, despite the mounting evidence suggesting that the entire story may be a fabrication. Determined cryptographers persist in their efforts to crack the code. Meanwhile, treasure seekers continue to scour the countryside of Bedford County, driven by the hope of one day solving the centuries-old riddle of the Beale ciphers, even if the treasure they seek may be nothing more than a myth. For more than a century, people have been getting in trouble for going where they shouldn't and digging without permission. For example, in the late 1980s, some people dug on top of Porter's Mountain after getting permission from the landowner and agreeing to share half of whatever treasure they found. But all they found were things from the Civil War, like old stuff from that time. These things were worth enough money to cover the cost of renting tools and the time they spent looking, so they didn't make or lose any money on the adventure. In a more recent discovery, a user in an online treasure forum stated that he has solved the case. In the letter posted in the forum, the person announces the completion of research on the Beale papers and provides an overview of the findings. The author suspected that the high numbers in the Beale papers were used to create a seemingly impossible code. They employed ChatGPT's AI program to label the alphabets in ascending order, and used these labeled alphabets to break down the ciphers. The ciphers revealed Old English box ciphers and physical maps known as path ciphers, along with embedded steganographic tricks that help decipher the ciphers. The ciphers are believed to direct the Knights of the Golden Circle in reclaiming mines connected to the Peralta land grab in 1882 in the superstitions of Phoenix, Arizona, orchestrated by James Revis. The ciphers provide information on the operation, financiers, and key figures like Jacob Waltz. They also reveal the locations of depositories and mines used during their time in the valley, including stashed gold and silver in Virginia. The research is reviewed and authenticated by Ron Gervais, a professional cryptographer with extensive Beale research experience. The text suggests that the ciphers may lead to the discovery of over 20 mines in 2 canyons, rich in resources, and provides details about the mines' locations and features. Apparently, efforts are underway to uncover these sites that have been hidden for over 140 years. However, deciphering the entire Beale cipher may not be essential for most treasure hunters. To them, what matters most is confirming the existence of a hidden deposit in a specific area. Today, the treasure, buried 6 feet deep in the vicinity of Montvale, would be valued $60 to $100 million. This substantial sum serves as a strong incentive to engage in the puzzle-solving quest and visit Bedford County. According to Virginia state law, the individual who discovers buried treasure, regardless of the property's owner, has the right to claim and keep the treasure. Whether the treasure is a fact or a myth, going after Beale's treasure is an appealing quest, especially for modern treasure hunters with advanced technology. Additionally, Given the substantial wealth potentially uncovered by accurately decoding the ciphers, the quest for this treasure is unlikely to stop unless it is discovered or conclusively proven to be a hoax. How about you? What are your final thoughts on the Beale ciphers? Do you think that it will be solved soon? Tell us what you think in the comments below. If you enjoyed watching this video, please give it a like, hit subscribe, and ring the notification bell. Thanks for watching.